Hey there folks, buckle up because in this video I'm spilling the beans on 11 fantastic techniques I personally use to give anxiety the old 1-2 punch. If you're nodding along because you've had your fair share of stress, anxious thoughts, or those pesky negative patterns, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in, shall we? So here's the deal. Most of us tend to lump all kinds of pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, into the anxiety category. But hang on a sec. A wise soul once dropped a gem on me and I'm passing it on to you. Pain plus reflection equals progress. Yep, you heard it right. When you add some reflection to that pain, magic starts to happen. The cool twist is, if you ditch the reflection part, all you're left with is, you guessed it, plain old pain. So, stick around for 11 reflections that can turn your pain into pure progress. Now, let's rewind a bit and give a shout out to the genius who shared that equation with me. None other than the brain behind Principles and the founder of Bridgewater Associates, Ray Dalio. What a legend, am I right? So gather round for a little story time. Picture this. A person on a journey stumbles upon a wild, raging river. They know that stepping into that water would be like signing up for a free ride downstream, sans the safety gear. So they decide to MacGyver themselves a little raft, starting with a log. But, whoosh, that log got devoured by the current. Round 2, they upgrade to bamboo, add some ropes and even an oar. Now they're paddling like their life depends on it. Spoiler alert, it kinda does. Finally, they reach the other side, praise the raft. But here's the kicker. They soon realize that lugging that raft around in the forest is like navigating a maze blindfolded. The raft is cramping their style, snagging on trees, and just generally being a buzzkill. Moral of the story? Sometimes what's causing us anxiety is what we're clutching onto for dear life. Our expectations, our attachments, you name it. It's like carrying around that metaphorical raft that's become more trouble than it's worth. So, what's the solution? Well, it's time for a Marie Kondo moment. Ask yourself, what do I need to let go of to declutter my mind? Now let's switch gears and borrow some wisdom from the one and only Wayne Dyer. Ever heard of change your thoughts, change your mind? Well, I recently rediscovered this gem on Blinkist, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. See, we humans churn out around 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts daily. And guess what? They're often on a merry-go-round of repetition and negativity. But here's the plot twist. Spotting the repetitive negative thoughts can be your superpower. Do they pop up when you're scrolling through social media, watching a certain show, hanging out with certain people? Bingo. Find that trigger, trace it back, and diffuse it like a pro. As Wayne Dyer so eloquently put it, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So don't let your thoughts boss you around. You're so much more than your thoughts, my friend. Once you distance yourself from them, you can level up to healthier ones. Now, speaking of leveling up, let's dive into a little something I like to call job crafting. This one's a gem I came across while writing my own book, Think Like a Monk, which, by the way, you can find on Blinkist too. Shameless plug. There's this fascinating study by Amy Rzeszniewski and her crew at the Yale School of Management. They decided to dig into what they believed was the toughest gig out there, hospital cleaners. Picture this. They're the unsung heroes cleaning up after all sorts of hospital shenanigans. Now here's the kicker. Some cleaners just saw themselves as cleaners, plain and simple. But others? They saw themselves as healers, servers, carers, transformers. They did the same tasks, but they saw their work as directly linked to the healing journey of patients and their families. Mindset magic, right? So, whether you're crunching numbers in Excel or crafting a killer PowerPoint presentation, remember to look up from that screen. Zoom out, my friend. See how your work ripples through the lives of others. Maybe it's putting food on the table, sending your kids to a great school, or paving the way for opportunities. That broader perspective, it's like the anxiety buster you didn't know you needed. Now let's get artsy for a sec. Surrounding yourself with nature-inspired artwork or inspirational portraits can work wonders. Ever walk into a room with a breathtaking view or gaze at a mesmerizing painting? It's like a mini vacation for your mind. Plus, it reminds you that the greats faced struggles too, and if they could conquer them, so can you. Now let's talk about time. No, not the fourth dimension, but an acronym that's your anxiety's kryptonite. First up, T for thankfulness. Gratitude, my friends, is like a one-way ticket to the happy train. It's impossible to be thankful and anxious at the same time. But here's the catch. Gratitude needs to be expressed, specific, and personalized. No generic thank yous here. Remember that time you hosted a killer party? One person texts you, "Thanks for the awesome party." Nice, but not a tearjerker. The other person, "Jay, we had a blast. Meeting your crew, chowing down on the food and those games. Highlight of my year." Now that's what I call a gratitude grenade. And guess what? When you drop gratitude bombs like that, you're not just making someone's day. You're making your own day too. It's like a mood-boosting, relationship-enhancing elixir. I stands for inspiration. When you're inspired, anxiety doesn't stand a chance. Where do I find my dose of inspiration? Audiobooks, baby. Also, epic speeches and interviews. I even confessed to Matthew McConaughey how his Oscars acceptance speech was my daily motivational shot in the arm. Imagine starting your day with inspiration instead of diving into the abyss of notifications and news. Try it, you'll thank me later. M is for meditation. Hold on, don't run away. If you're thinking, meditation, not my jam, hear me out. Schedule time with yourself like it's the most important meeting of the day, because it is. No canceling allowed. Just sit quietly, check in with yourself, and ask the important questions. It's like therapy without the copay. Lastly, E for exercise. Whether you go it alone or make it a team sport, exercise is a game changer. Collaborate, compete, whatever floats your boat. And hey, if you're into wearable tech, turn it into a family challenge. Who can rack up more steps? Fitness and fun, what's not to love? Now, here's a nifty trick to zap anxiety. The 5-4-3-2-1 method. When your mind's playing time traveler, dwelling in the past, or wandering into the future, this trick is your DeLorean. Start by grounding yourself in the present. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, or not hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Boom, you're back in the now. But hey, let's not forget the power of scents. A good old diffuser or some aromatic candles can set the mood and chase those anxious clouds away. They say your environment shapes your mindset, and I couldn't agree more. So there you have it, my friends. 11 tricks up your sleeve to tame the anxiety beast. Life's a roller coaster, and we all have our share of loops and drops. But with these tools in your arsenal, you'll be riding high on the anxiety-free express. Remember, you're not alone in this. We all deal with it. So take these techniques, make them your own, and start your journey toward a healthier relationship with anxiety. And thank you for watching my video, and subscribe, like, and share with your friend, and it would be a great help for me.